All right, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for accessing this video. So this video is all about love marriage in Vedic astrology. So the question keeps coming to me often from my clients saying that which of the planets in Vedic astrology indicate a love marriage. So basically, for love marriage, for it's a love whether it's a love marriage or arranged marriage, basically you have to check the placement of three planets. Basically, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Especially in the male's birth chart, Venus has to be analyzed because Venus represents the wife in the male's birth chart. Whereas in the female birth chart, we have to check the placement of Jupiter because Jupiter represents husband in the female's birth chart. Alright, and why we have to check about the placement of Mars? Mars represents attraction. Okay, so in order to have the marriage take place between the boy and the girl, so basically there should be an attraction between the boy and the girl, right? So we have to check the placement of Mars as well. And Mars also represents Mangalik. Mars in the first house, fifth house, seventh house, eighth house, and 12th house. These people are considered as Mangalik, even the eighth house. So the people with the Mangalik dosh, they should be getting married to only to the Mangalik dosh people. That means so that the energy of Mars will be balanced. If there is no energy balances, there will be a lot of quarrels, and there will be disturbances, and there will be always friction among the husband and the wife, and most importantly there will be multiple marriages also in some of the people's charts, and also placement of Rahu has to be checked as well. So of course for the second marriage and all that. So this topic is all about love marriage. So placement of Jupiter, placement of Venus, placement of Mars, and also one more planet Moon also has to be analyzed because Moon represents the mind and understanding. If at all you have understanding and Venus, that is love towards your partner, you can able to have a happy married life. So we have to check the placement of Moon as well. So these, at least of these four planets, at least two planets should be supporting for the love marriage. So fifth house talks about love and romance and relationships. All right. So let's say if the fifth house lord is staying in the first house, or fifth house lord is staying in the seventh house, or seventh house lord is staying in the fifth house, or fifth house lord staying in the ninth house. So this represents a love marriage. Let's say if fifth house lord and the seventh house lord, okay, fifth house lord and seventh house lord gets conjunct and stay in the 11th house. 11th house talks about gains. Okay, so this makes the person to get into a love marriage. And also Rahu is the one of the primary depositor for love marriage. So especially for love marriage, Rahu's influence will be there. If Rahu plus Mercury conjunction, if you have in the 5th house, ninth house, and 11th house, and also the 7th house, there may be chances to get a love marriage. And also, even if you have Rahu plus Venus, even in the 12th house, 5th house, 7th house, ninth house, and 12th house in the first house, there are the chances that you will get into a love marriage. Because Rahu's energy is also required to get into a love marriage. Okay, and also if you have Venus plus Mercury conjunction, especially in the zodiac signs, I would like to tell you the zodiac signs as well: Libra, Scorpio, Pisces, and Gemini. If you have Venus plus Mercury in these zodiac signs, Libra, Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini in the birth chart, then it's a sign for the love marriage. Okay, and eighth house is also assumed to be checked for the love marriage. Okay, if the fifth lord staying in the eighth house or the eighth lord staying in the fifth house, it's a sign for love marriage. Okay, and let's say fifth house lord and the seventh house lord staying in the Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer zodiac sign, the likelihood of love marriage is incredibly high. Alright, this is a major principle of Sage Parashara Hora Shastra. And also, if you have Rahu plus Moon conjunction in the seventh house, or Moon plus Mercury conjunction in the seventh house, it's a sign of love marriage. Okay, and one more thing, Mercury plus Venus conjunction in the Gemini and Scorpio. I think we discussed this point already, right? And also, we have to see the placement of Jupiter. Let's say if the Jupiter is involved in this conjunction, let's say Jupiter aspect is upon your Mercury and Venus, then this will become a pure traditional marriage. If at all the Jupiter aspect is missing in all these areas, then there may be a love marriage between the male and female. All right. So the Jupiter's involvement and Venus involvement should be there if at all to have a traditional marriage to happen. If Rahu's involvement is there, if Rahu is more stronger than Jupiter and Venus, then there will be a love marriage, and these people might get into the relationship without even getting the acceptance of the elders. All right, so that is what is all about the marriage astrology, and this topic is very, what you say, important in nature. Lot many people comes for the marriage consultation for me. So basically what I notice is most of the love marriages, there is Rahu's involvement a lot. Rahu will be sitting in a very stronger position compared to Jupiter and Venus, right? So, and most importantly, the placement of Mars and Moon is also very important. Mars represents attraction, Moon represents understanding. So let's say you have Moon in the first house and Mars in the fifth house, okay, in the male's birth chart. In the female birth chart, the Moon should be between the first house to fifth house. It can be in the second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, okay. I don't think many people will be checking in this manner. You have to compare the male's birth chart with the female birth chart as well, because Moon represents understanding, Venus represents love and relationship. So the placement of Venus, the placement of Moon, the placement of Mars, the placement of Jupiter, the placement of Rahu of male's birth chart should be compared with the planets in the female birth chart. So the male birth chart Venus should be compared with the female birth chart Venus. So it should be 5 places apart. Let's say Venus in the male's birth chart is first house to fifth house, and in the female's birth chart it should be from the it should be between the fifth house and the ninth house. It should be 5 places apart. And also Venus also should be analyzed. If Moon is balanced and Venus is not balanced, there will be only understanding but there won't be love. And Mars energy is not balancing, then there won't be any kind of attraction. It's just for the sake of getting married, they are getting married. So that is the reason we have to keenly analyze. It is very sensitive thing in Vedic astrology, I would say, because so many things you have to refer, and most importantly you have to compare the planetary alignment with the male's birth chart with the female's birth chart. And also there are point based system as well on the Varga points, marriage Varga points we call it as. So we have to see the how many points the male is getting with respect to how much is the female is getting, and both will be the compared accordingly, and that's how the marriage compatibility will be done. Alright, so this is just a short bite I want to make it. I don't want to make it more detailed as well. In fact, I spoke a lot on the marriage compatibility. Please do check those videos also, and if at all you need my consultation, the link is mentioned in the description section. Please book for the consultation so that I can able to help you. And if at all you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do subscribe, and also do mention in the comment section what exactly you have loved from this video, what exactly you have learned from this video. I want to hear from you. Okay, and have a nice day, and bye for now.